all the power that ever was and ever will be. This little workshop, this little work group is based on the book Journey to Enlightenment. And one of the chapters, there are moments that I have been removed because this is a safe space where people shared intimate details and things that came up during the breakout groups, during conversations. But this will give you a general idea as to what could happen with Journey to Enlightenment. Enjoy this little training module I put together.
Well, hello, everybody, and thank you so much for joining me on a Journey to Enlightenment. And this one is an experiential event. What that means is the book, Journey to Enlightenment, is all about the Kabbalah, the Tree of Life. And it is about truth. And so truth has many permutations. So I am not going to say that I know the truth. We're going to take one chapter and we're going to explore, what does this mean to you now? So if you're ready to go, I'm going to start sharing my screen. So again, just a reminder, this is being videotaped. So, and it will be out on YouTube. I will be cutting pieces out for sure. And so what we're going to do is we're going to be getting curious, and this is going to be interesting. So I do have a little story to share with you. So have you ever had the feeling that there was something more, but you just couldn't put your fingers on it? There's something missing in your life. Have you ever desired something so strongly and then somehow it happened? Greg. Right? Did you ever wonder how this all fits together? So this is really what my book is all about. And this is, we're going to take, like I said, one section and kind of dig deep into it today. So before we begin again, let's talk about norms, and then I'll talk a little bit about who I am. So please do mute when you're speaking, when you're not speaking, just out of respect for others. Don't interrupt or coach others. People may be sharing stuff, especially in the breakout groups. Please just hold space and listen. This is a safe space, and so somehow we're not going to see the safe space. So if you feel compelled to share, know that whatever we say here stays here. We're not to talk about what we hear anyplace else. And support your breakouts. So what's interesting is, so in this training, I will attempt to be sure that I see you, that I hear you, I understand you, and know that I care. We're here for growth. We're here for sharing. No one is right. No one is wrong. We're all just talking about our perspectives. So if you don't know me, for those who I think you all do, but I will still introduce myself. So I'm Gail Kraft. I am an empowerment master. I've been coaching for over a decade. I've done it all. The types of coaching that I've done and the kind of training that I've done has been business coaching, life coaching, neurolinguistic programming, using those tools, as well as soul realignment. And all of these, and then some, have fed into this book, along with just me being curious as to, so what does all of this mean? So I'm going to actually read from my notes. All of power that ever was and ever will be is here now. This is what we're going to talk about today. It's about limitless consciousness, right? It's about being aware. It's about your mind. So all the power that ever was and ever will be. How many of you heard this maybe growing up, or heard this as young adults, and you're like, what does that ever mean? And then as we evolve, we think we understand it, that all of the power that ever was and ever will be is here now. The thing is, if we look at it from a scientific perspective, that's the Big Bang, right? And that energy, once released, has never stopped. And that energy that was released is what became conscious, and what became creator, and what became us. I think, Greg, you and I had a great discussion the day that you realized that you are God, that you are the power. It just literally floored you, that realization of all the power that ever was and ever will be is here now. So you are the power. Any thoughts on that at this point? You can simply unmute and put 2 cents in as to what you think of just the statement before we move on. Come on, Greg. I can see you're on your edge.
Well, Gail, I want to be careful because you know how I like to talk. I just this is what I'm thinking about is how each one of us is a conduit to bring God to this space, to this material reality we're all experiencing, and what a gift that is. I'm so appreciative of the power that's here.
It's just amazing. You know, I did a meditation this morning, and it was really interesting because I look at the energy, that creator, and I don't have a name. I call it the universe, and that's not even enough because the universe it's bigger than the universe. And when you say God, I don't even think of a person. I think of that exact energy, right? Whether it's you use the term Bala, whether you use the term Christ, right? And in the meditation, all of those words were used that I used. So it was kind of interesting that the person was very careful to be sure that religion had nothing to do with what the meditation was all about. So that was so cool. So all of the power that ever was. So it's time to wake up. So you know, and see the rest of the world. The rest of the world is asleep. And we fall asleep every once in a while. Those of us who have risen to a certain level, and we talk about energy, power versus force. If you haven't read it, grab the book, right? Or talk to Greg. He can talk to you all about the levels of energy and what that means. When we get to the frequency of about 200 hertz, that's when we start waking up. And that is anger. Right. And so when we're feeling shame and guilt, we're below, that's like the lowest that we can feel. And there's not enough energy being generated in our body, right? Because we are energy and we are that source to change. And so this is how people get into the swirl, right? And as soon as they finally get angry, when my clients get angry, I love it because then I can work with them. Right. And now there's energy. It's kind of like, you know, dancing, and Annie can attest to this, especially tango. Tango is the dance, Argentine tango, where you're at an angle, right? And so you're kind of like leaning into each other, and you pray that the two of you can hold each other up. But it's not a heavy feeling. And the reason that you do that is so that the energy that the leader creates moves the follower and moves the follower's whole body. The first time my instructor literally moved my leg, and I did whatever, the gaucho with my leg. I'm like, holy crap, right? That is, being so in tune that you woke up. When you're awake, the universe talks to you like that, And you're like, holy crap, what was that? This is just amazing. Okay, for sure. So all of the power that ever was and ever will be. What does this mean to you? So I'm going to put you in breakout rooms. Hey, welcome
I
back,
got cut
everybody.
off. I got cut off making culminating sentence.
You know
The
what was
universe was
really
letting me know.
interesting? So I put in, okay, that you had 1 minute left. And
I saw the counter. I appreciated it.
It seemed like it was taking forever. And I know when I'm in a breakout room and I have that 1 minute sign, I always get cut off. It's never enough time. Time is relative, right? Right. So any thoughts or insights or something new that you heard? And the next slide is still all the power that ever was and ever will be. But now that you've had a chance to kind of think about what this might mean to you in your life, how do you integrate this? So one of the things that's really important for me is that I don't book learn. I don't intellectually learn something. I feel it. I live it. I want it to be a part of me. I want a relationship with what I'm learning, right? Because that brings meaning to the process, right? And so when we think about understanding that the universe birthed us, right? And that in that birthing, we are connected, we are one. And therefore, if we can get out of our own way, we can tap into that and actually direct our life using that energy. So we can do breakout rooms again. I'm learning about breakout rooms, so much fun. And let's see what we all think about how we integrate this into our lives. If I can find the breakout rooms. There we go. Welcome back.
Hey, Gal, thanks for putting in the same room.
It's random.
No, the Zoom gods. But if you actually look at what Katie, it's let your brilliance shine, and I have my book over my shoulder here, shining brightly. We were put in the same room for a reason.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. You feel, and it's really funny because gold was being brought to my attention during meditation today. Huh. Wonder why. I wonder why. So so what are your thoughts from how you integrate this powerful statement into your life? So the next slide. Oh, so we're done sharing. The next slide is the visualization. So we can all, right, kind of hide ourselves if you want. I'm going to ask you to sit back and relax and just close your eyes. And I want you to set an intention. Is it going to? Set an intention to be present and in the moment. Releasing all preconceived beliefs. Tell yourself that you are going to commit to living in the present moment. I will live the moments of my life. I will be present and I am mindful. By setting the intention to be mindful, you are focusing your mind on one goal: to live in the moment. Setting your intention channels your energy into one purpose. Now, remind yourself that you are meditating for the purpose of experiencing the truth of the moment. Sit comfortably and uncross your feet. Relax your arms. Gently close your eyes and sit up nice and tall. Feel your spine aligned with your straightening of your neck, and relax and focus on your breathing. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in life force energy, and breathing out compassion. And now breathing at your natural rate. And you might hear a cat in the background. He's joining us. Focus on the feeling of the moment. What do you hear? What do you smell? What do you feel? Relax into the moment. Your muscles releasing. Maybe your head bobs a little bit. Your jaw relaxes. And moving down your body, notice as each muscle, like a gentle wave, releases and relaxes in this moment. If thoughts enter your mind, let them come and go without fighting or resisting. If your thoughts distract you, label them by saying, "This is just a thought." You're now being mindful. And you probably want to continue to be mindful throughout the day. To do this, take a breath every 2 hours or so. In the break, just meditate on your breath for maybe 5 minutes. Set your intention on the next thing that you must do, and then do it mindfully. As well as setting your intention, you will want to refocus your mind. During your breaks, be mindful in such a way that is observing how you are feeling. Label what is occurring in your mind in the present moment. Observe what you're experiencing with your senses. Be mindful of what you are actively doing. When you tune in these 4 aspects of the present moment, you will be more mindful. This will help you to live in the moment more often. And so continue to be mindful after you've finished this meditation session. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, gently open your eyes. And welcome back to the present. And so it is. So this, every couple of hours or so, spending 5 minutes to remind yourself to be present will connect you with all of the power that ever was or ever will be. And Greg is taking copious notes. What are you thinking, Greg?
I had some information just that just flowed through me during that visualization. It was really special. I don't know if any of you have tried taking, I call it a shelf breath. And the way you do it is you breathe on when you've taken in an incredibly large inhale, you take one last little extra inhale. And what that physically does is it helps your expulsion of carbon dioxide be even more thorough. And as I was feeling that anxiety lessening, because that naturally happens when we get rid of carbon dioxide, because that's one of the side effects of carbon dioxide. I just felt that, well, of course I feel anxious, or I'm prone to feeling anxious in the moment, because past Greg and future Greg exist right now with me. Time, this is all happening at once. So I always have energetic access and connection to past and future Greg. And but this is the Greg that's alive. And that anxiety, while natural, isn't always necessary. And isn't it great to have a way to free ourselves? So thank you for that exercise.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. Any thoughts, Howard? Nope.
Mute.
You're
Sorry, mute. I just actually got into clearing out everything, and I could actually feel my breathing. And only thing I heard was you in the background, just subtly. And it was just a really welcome break. It was, because I'm trying to stay focused here, and it was really welcome, and I felt better coming out of it. I think that was what you're supposed to do, at least for me.
That's what you're supposed to do, for sure. And for Howard, Annie has some of the similar side effects as you, although her story is different, and that is that you have sieve brain sometimes, right?
Yeah.
And this will help. Just
Yeah.
5 minutes of intentionally breathing and focusing on your breathing. And Greg, I love the shelf idea, because it's true, because we have the capacity to fill up a little bit more than we think we can. Right. So fantastic. What about you, Annie? Anything else to share?
Sure. I've been recently practicing meditation more often, and it's definitely been helping me a lot. I would say that, when you live with chronic pain, it can be challenging to meditate. And I went to a meditation class like probably 15 years ago, and I remember backing up to what you were talking about earlier, sitting there in a room full of people meditating, which is powerful, by the way, if you do it in a group. But I was sitting there on a pillow doing this meditation class. And sorry, I should take my video on so you guys can see me. It's easier to. But anyways,
Yeah.
So I was in so much pain, and I'm listening to the teacher, closing my eyes, trying so hard to do this meditation. And I just had all this rage come up, because I was just like, I can't sit still. I hurt so bad. And anyways, fast forward 15 years, I'm in a different space. I've grown a lot as far as my healing process. And, I have better days than others as far as when I meditate, but now it's like I can't get enough of it. Like the more I do it, the more I want to do it. And what's changed? I don't know, other than mindset, perhaps, because the pain is still there. I just don't like to acknowledge it as much as I used to, I think. And one of the exercises I do when I meditate is I breathe. I'm sitting, and I picture myself from the ground, rooted, and I breathe up all the way up into my brain, and I hold the air in my brain for as long as I can, really. And then as I exhale all the stuff I want to get rid of, right? And there's been scientifically proven that we get out of body and into higher self, higher source by bringing our air up into our brain, which, I think a lot of people breathe shallow all day. And so they're lacking oxygen in their body. But anyway, so for me, it's a way to, like Howard was saying, it's a little bit of a break or escape from the everyday crazies. And I have so many clients that say, I don't have time to meditate. I don't got time to meditate. And I'm like,
Meditation gives you time.
Exactly. It's calmed me. I have a very anxious nervous system, a lot going on there. So it's a way to give me breath in the day and be able to just stop. And on the days when I don't do it, man, my day don't go as good, but on the days when I get up and I do that first and I exercise and before I check the phone, I listen to my meditations and I do those things first. And so I'm a big proponent. Now there's other ways to meditate too. One other thing is walking meditation.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a great way if you're in pain. For me, that's where I started, was I couldn't sit still, so I go for walks. And I would listen to guided meditations, and then I would also connect with nature. So enough of me rambling. Anyways.
Well, two things that I want to share with you is the type of breathing that you do is a Kundalini breathing, and a Kundalini meditation is ridiculously powerful. And it starts at your base, and you build up your energy in your root chakra until it's ready to explode. And then you weave like a snake up through your brain and out. And so the breathing that you're doing is doing exactly that. And it is the most healing breathing and meditation that we can do. So kudos to you, lady. So I wanted to share that with you. And then the second thing, one of the things that I've learned recently is that when we exhale, rather than think of us exhaling the toxins in our body, because they are toxins to us, but think of it as a gift to the earth, because the plants need that. Right. And so then you can get connected with the symbiotic relationship that we have with Mother Earth. Right. Because she's giving to you and life force energy, and you're giving it back. Right. So that might change your mindset and your perspective on your healing process, on your managing process. It's not healing, it's managing. Right. Yeah. So enjoy that little tidbit, that gift that I got just a few months ago. So it's pretty fresh. Katie, you're driving, so I will skip you. And I know Tanya's got a little problem connecting with us as well. What about you, Jen? Anything that you would like to add to this?
I am currently driving as well.
Oh, goodness. We've got Karen, your turn.
I love meditation. So
All right, Karen, go ahead.
yeah, I love meditations. I do those for my clients as well. So it is very peaceful, grounding. And as I noted, thank you, Anne, for sharing, is that it helps focus us for the day. It's one thing. I will admit I don't do it as much as I would like to do it. So it's nice to do it in the morning to help ground me for what is coming into the day, as well as grounding at night to clear away all the noise of the day to help me peacefully go to sleep at night. So that's what I recommend for my clients. I admit I don't do all that myself, but it's a good reminder. So thank you, Gail.
Physician, heal thyself.
Yes. Yes.
Right. And that is so true. And one of the things that I've discovered about my meditation is I very rarely use a guided meditation. I just sit and quiet. And in doing that, I have learned to commune with the universe, and to such a way, I mean, just recently I had a conversation with the universe and basically said, I want a relationship with you. I don't want to go turn to you and ask for guidance anymore. I don't want to turn to you and ask for what I should do. I don't want to turn to you with questions. I want to turn to you and say, hey, how you doing today? I'm going for a walk. You want to come with me? I want to be a friend. Right. And it was such a loving feeling that I got. I was in tears. It was just so beautiful. So I look at meditating as me connecting with all the power that ever was and ever will be. Right? Right. And it's just such a beautiful thing. I wish this for all of you. I wish that experience for all of you, because it's so beautiful. So beautiful. So how are we doing on time? I think we're like way ahead, because I did skip one slide, and that slide, and I won't put us in breakout groups, was about, let me pull it out, pull my notes out, because I have cheat notes. Okay, so we're now talking about perspective, which is one of my favorite things to do. I've put Annie on stage. And you go on stage and let's sit in the audience and see to change perspective, right? Based on this chapter, based on this statement, based on this Sephora, and this part of the tree of life, which is the beginning, and our discussion, has any perspective changed for you? I want to thank all of you for being here. I do intend to do this again. However, I have 10 more modules, right? Because there were 11 prayers and we just did one. 10 more modules. So I will be doing this at a price. It'll be either a la carte. So there'll be a small, if you want to go to this one and to that one, you don't want to do all of them, you can pick and choose. And if you are interested in doing all of it, then of course there's a discounted price for doing all of them, signing up for all 10. I'll be starting it after Greg and I have a kickoff that we're doing. So it'll be early December. So it'll be probably the second Saturday in December. I will check that out. Because it has to be done the week in between. I will be starting chemo soon, so it'll be the weeks in between receiving chemo, because otherwise I need to rest and recoup, and I need that time to get my energy up. And so if you pick and choose, it's $39.95 per module. If you go for all of them, it's $250. And so if you're interested, do let me know. I would love to share this with you and talk about what the different modules are and what would or would not work for you. If there's a payment plan that you need or whatever, that would be great. In the meantime, everybody, you do want to connect with each other. We don't get together in a group of strangers and not have the opportunity to reconnect. So please do put in the chat, the group chat, your LinkedIn information, and if you want, your calendar information to have a meeting or a one-to-one with folks, so that we can share and get to know each other outside of this group. So,
Gail,
yes.
can you capture the chat with the LinkedIn information, because I can't get it while I'm driving, and then send it?
I would be glad to.
Thank you.
And I'll add yours to it, to the list.
Yes,
so why don't we do that? Everybody can put theirs in, because you determine how you want people to connect. I'll download the chat and send it out to all of you guys, right?
Yeah, that would be terrific.
Okay, perfect. And if I don't have your email address, then I will be connecting with you on LinkedIn or Facebook and put it into Messenger.
Awesome.
Okay. So there we go.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, see you later. Oh, Howard, you just cut and paste your thing, don't you?
That's it.
Yep, you got it ready to go. Okay. And sorry. Okay, and Annie, I'll put your Facebook, though you don't get out there, so I'll put your email out there. Okay, Greg, that's great. Facebook or email. Okay, perfect. All right. And Jen, Tanya, if you want to. Nope. Okay. All righty, guys. Well, with that, I am going to say thank you so much for this opportunity to spend this time with you. This is how I love to train. Right? It's not me. It is the collective. It is the collective that has the wisdom and has the information. I'm just a conduit so that you guys, I grease the wheel so that you guys can talk. So thank you so much for sharing your time and space and for allowing me to record this. I will be cutting it up a piece and putting it out there. And I'll share the link with you guys if you're interested. Okay. Thank you. Bye-bye, Karen. Thank you, Tanya.
Thank you, Gail. Love you.
Bye.
Thank you, Gail.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.